As a public defender, Judge Karen fought for her client's rights. She was elected to the bench because she believes in doing the right thing.
I'm very passionate about helping people, period. Y'all two grown people need to get your own house.
Right.
You had 7 years that told him that. When we fight, who's gonna win?
You are.
I don't answer questions, I ask them.
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand.
Objective, independent justice.
I'm ready to rule. If you keep walking, you can overcome whatever circumstances you're facing.
This is Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Donald Patterson is suing Macy Forteson in the amount of $455. Mr. Patterson claims his daughter missed a boxing tournament because of her mother and says the defendant needs to reimburse him for fees and equipment costs.
Okay, Mr. Patterson, you're suing Miss Forteson for $455 for negligence.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor, correct.
What's the negligence?
Her being an irresponsible mother and not keeping her word.
So she's negligent not to you, but negligent to, you have a child in common?
We have a daughter, correct, 14-year-old daughter.
Okay.
Your
Well, she's a
Honor?
teenager.
Yes.
Okay, and were you two married at some point?
No,
Okay, so are you the custodian of the child? The child lives with you?
No, we have separate custody.
So the child lives with who mainly?
the child stays with me. My daughter stays with me Monday through Friday.
How long has your daughter been with you most of the time?
Monday through Friday. Occasionally.
No, I'm
she
saying from what age?
When she turned 2 years old.
So she was with you
Yes.
up until the age of 2?
Yes, correct.
Is that true?
Yes, correct. Reason being, she's a musician / singer, so she's always busy on the road. So like I said, I feel like I'm a best fit, to be in her life.
Oh, so you were traveling around a lot.
When she turned 2 years old,
Right.
we agreed, because he was a good father,
Right.
that he was going to have her during the week.
Right. And that you would see her on the weekend.
Yes, correct.
So from the age of 2, the child has resided with you during the week.
Correct.
And every weekend you have the child.
Correct.
Is that true?
Correct, yes, that's
She
true.
has a child every weekend.
Yes.
Aren't most gigs on the weekends?
No, I do have gigs during the week.
Uh-huh. What happens on the weekends?
When I had some, I would, cancel them, but
Right.
because I love my daughter more than anyone in the world.
Right.
So I would but then it became an issue, so there was some weekends where I had to take the gigs.
Right.
So we would arrange for him to have her when I couldn't, but that would not happen.
Is that true that it's rare?
That's not true.
Is it true that was rare?
True. That's not true at all.
Okay, well, tell me what the truth is from your
that's
side.
not true at all.
Was she always disappointing the child, or was it this incident you're suing for, where she disappointed the child?
Always and mainly this one incident.
In the past, in what ways has she disappointed the child?
Not showing up to boxing tournaments, practices and things like that.
So the child boxes?
Correct.
Okay, what's your daughter's name?
Karina.
Karina.
Correct.
So Karina's a boxer.
Correct, yes, Your Honor.
So she started wanting to be a boxer. Did you attend some of these boxing events?
Oh,
training?
yes. 75% of the time.
75% of the time she said she was attending.
That's not true at all.
How often was she
That is
attending?
not true at all. She probably showed up like once or twice. 75%? No.
Well, what
that's
percent? How many times a year did the child have these tournaments?
Maybe like once a month.
That's 12 times a year.
Yeah.
So if the child once a month is having tournaments, how many times does she go in a year's time?
It definitely wasn't 75%.
She's got 8 hours of practices every week.
Right.
After school.
Okay.
And then she's got
Well, she's with her daddy during the week, so do you ever go to those practices during the week?
When I can, yes.
Right.
And the school is closer to him.
Right.
So that's why she prefers to stay there during the week. Because we kind of revisited that. We said, okay, so how about she comes with me sometimes during the week? But
Right.
she's better there.
Okay, so now we're going to get to this thing. Because the picture you had painted in your pleadings was this mother was just never around. Just never there for her daughter. But that's not what I'm hearing in testimony, not from her and not from you now.
Right.
Okay? So what's your relationship been like these 14 years?
We don't have a relationship. I'm gonna be real honest with you, Your Honor. It was
I
a one
hope
night.
so.
It was a one night stand.
Oh, it was a one-night stand.
One night stand, correct. And we
Yes.
only communicate because of our daughter.
I know he's got a good family. His parents are really good. And That's why I trusted him to be with my daughter.
Right. Okay.
You
So
know,
you're not fighting and making scenes in front of her or anything like that?
Not at all.
I just think he's being a bit jealous since I have like a boyfriend. It's been 2 years, and Karina.
But why would he be jealous? It's 14 years from a one-night stand. What is he jealous about?
I agree. Ain't no jealousy over.
Why would somebody who you had a one-night stand with 14 years ago be now upset that 2 years ago you got
jealous
a boyfriend?
of my boyfriend's presence in my daughter's life because she likes him and she also likes his older daughter.
Coming up on Supreme Justice.
I was under impression her sister is supposed to show up to pick up our daughter.
Right.
The boyfriend shows up.
To your house.
To my house.
And later.
I was pulled out of the country due to my mother being gravely ill, and I didn't even know when I was going to be back, so I was trying to keep on top of things.
Where did you go to?
I went to Taiwan.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of Donald Patterson, who is suing Macy Forteson for negligence.
Okay, so tell me how we got here today then.
The main thing was, like I said, I paid for the tournament, paid
What
for all the
tournament
boxing.
was this?
The boxing tournament.
There was a special tournament
Correct.
this time.
Yes, correct.
You paid for her to attend
for the tournament, all the boxing equipment.
Okay.
I
Well,
said I
didn't
was
she
gonna pay
already
for it.
have boxing equipment?
She uses some of the equipment at the gym. That was one of the reasons why I had bought the equipment, was just for the tournament. Okay.
Just because she was starting to do tournaments
Correct.
outside of her normal gym.
Correct.
Okay. How much
Correct.
was that you paid?
I had paid, let me check up my notes right now. So the entry fee was $200 itself.
Right. Did you know about this tournament?
Yes, I did.
Did you make any arrangement to help him pay for the tournament?
Absolutely. No, the agreement was that he was paying for the tournament.
Okay.
And I was driving her there. So, and then
he pays you driver there. Another
Yes.
question, what's going on with child support? Who's paying child support? Anybody?
every month I pay $2,000.
You pay $2,000?
Yes, correct.
True?
Yes, that's true.
Okay. That sounds pretty nice. That's better than some fathers do. Okay, so then
Correct.
what happened?
So I couldn't. I had a gig, and that was one that was going to change my financial situation to the best for her and me.
What was so special about this gig you had?
It's just a record deal so that I can have a record out.
So have you made that deal?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so now I'm going to hear about you on social media now because you have now a record deal? It's your first one?
Yes, my
Okay,
first one.
well,
And then, so
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
And so my daughter, I right away, immediately when I knew I couldn't show up for the tournament, which is super important for her,
Right.
I called my sister. I said, you got to go and, drive her to the tournament. And then
Right.
so my sister said, oh, I just had a flat, my car just
She wasn't available.
Yeah, so I said,
Did
okay.
you call her daddy and say, you know what, I'm not going to be able to do it?
So I texted, but there was no, I think it didn't go through because I didn't have an answer from him.
You don't have the text where you text him and said, I can't make it, can you take her? You don't have that text?
My apologies, I don't have it.
And did you have on your phone a receipt of a text where she said, I'm not going to be able to take her?
Can I get us to the bailiff right here?
Let me see.
This might be some evidence right there.
Okay, yes, unfortunately, I have a once-in-a-lifetime audition in D.C. This could be life-changing. And then you wrote back, why every few months you have a life-changing audition? When is your life going to change? And then you wrote, this might be the one. And you wrote back, wow, you're really going to let your daughter down. Then how did this continue? Does it continue?
Can I speak? Can I speak?
Go ahead.
Thank you. I was under impression her sister is supposed to show up to pick up our daughter.
Right.
The boyfriend shows up
To your house?
to my house.
Nobody told you he was coming?
No,
Had he ever been to your house?
no, that's a big no-no. The first words that comes out of this man's mouth is, where's Karina? I'm here to pick her up, for the boxing tournament. Me being man, what are you doing at my house? Okay.
You had never met him?
Previously, one time, just a brief conversation at a grocery store. That's it.
Right.
So, dude, man, you just showing up unannounced.
Right.
Okay.
What time was the tournament?
12:30.
And what time was this that he showed up?
He showed up about 11:40. About 11:40.
All right. So
morning.
so you have this little talk or
Yeah,
confrontation.
absolutely. Correct. Yeah,
And then
a little
how did
small
that
argument.
all end?
I eventually let Justin take her to the tournament.
How long did you delay Justin there? Because remember, Justin said, come on, West Karina, I gotta go.
Probably like 30, 45 minutes.
Okay,
around
well,
there.
that was it. The tournament had started already, didn't it?
At 12:30.
It could have been avoided.
Yeah, it could have been avoided.
But Your Honor, and no disrespect, you have to look at
Well,
it
it sounds like you're about to be disrespectful. So if I were you, I would stop right there.
I'm speaking
if you
from
hadn't stayed at home back and forth, having a contest with Justin, you could have gotten in your car, which my daddy would have done. My daddy loved me. My daddy would say, my daughter is going to get there because she going to be somebody one day. That's what my daddy always said, and obviously he was right. And he would have taken me. And you sitting there going back and forth with this man. Who is this guy?
I'm trying to figure out why he showed up to my house.
It don't matter why he showed up. The bottom line is what happened with Karina. So did she miss the tournament?
Yes, she did. And Karina, knows my boyfriend for 2 years. He's a math teacher at her school.
Okay. Oh,
And
so she sees him all the time.
he knows. He's just
I don't know.
You didn't know that her
immature.
boyfriend was a math teacher at Karina's
They know
school?
him. I don't know him.
But did you know he was a teacher at your daughter's
Yes,
school?
absolutely, yes,
Okay,
correct.
and you knew that your daughter knew him.
Yes,
Okay, so why were you holding up progress?
because I don't know him.
it's just immature.
Okay, well, you got to know him in those 45 minutes. You know him now? What do you think? You think you know him? Negligence is some duty that somebody fails to uphold, and then somehow there's damages. But as far as I'm concerned, you're the person that created the problem. Because all you had to do was say, go ahead, baby, or I'm going to take you. Either way, she would have made that tournament, right? Yes, she would have. I'm ready to rule. Judgment for the defendant. Good luck to you.
All rise.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is denied.
I'm very happy with the way it turned out to be, so.
I disagree. I'm just trying to be there for my daughter.
I hear you.
Coming up,
There were holes in the wall where I believe he hung a television. There was a big gouge in the wood floor, and
Okay.
if you're familiar with real wood, it's just, it's so hard to repair.
It was a scratch, Your Honor.
you're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. David Morrison is suing Linda Chang in the amount of $5,400. Mr. Morrison claims his former landlord kept his security deposit without providing the required repair list and says he's entitled to his deposit plus late fees.
Mr. Morrison, you're suing Ms. Chang for $5,400, which represents the return of your security deposit and
Treble damages, Your Honor.
treble damages. You're asking for treble damages based on a statute from your state of Massachusetts.
That's correct.
So tell me, this was your landlord?
Correct.
Okay, so what happened here?
So I let Ms. Chang know that I was moving out initially on June 10th. I gave her a 30-day notice.
Okay, so June 10th, you had a signed lease?
Yes. And so then I texted her on July 3rd, letting her
Okay.
know that I was changing my move-out date to July 15th.
July 15th. Is that not 30 days, though?
Correct, but I still paid the entire month of rent.
So you paid the month of July?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
I did not get his text.
Which text didn't you get?
I got his original intention to vacate.
On August the 1st?
Correct.
That's the text he sent June 10th. You didn't get the July 3rd text?
Not moving the date.
Where were you?
I had a family emergency. It was a horrific situation. I would not will it on anyone. I was pulled out of the country due to my mother being gravely ill, and I didn't even know when I was going to be back, so I was trying to keep on top of
Where
things.
did you go to?
I went to Taiwan.
Okay, so is your mother okay now?
No, she passed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Coming up,
I should have been owed the security deposit or have been given written information on a list of damages and receipts of what she was deducting.
you're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of David Morrison, who is suing Linda Chang for a security deposit and treble damages.
So you then tell her July 15th, I'm moving out. Did she respond to that?
No.
Did you get that?
No.
Okay. But what you still are operating on is that he sent you on June 10th a notice that he was moving out August the 1st.
Yes, and when
Okay.
my plans started to solidify, I made sure I gave myself enough of a buffer to return to the country.
Right.
I came back August 22nd to do the walkthrough, to assess damage, to make repairs, to make deductions,
Okay.
and then refund what is due.
All right. So
And-
you come back August the 22nd. Then was there stuff that have to be done? Was there
Yes.
things that needed
Yes.
done? Like what?
There were 3 things that we ended up needing to repair. There were holes in the wall where I believe he hung a television. There was a big gouge in the wood floor, and
Okay.
if you're familiar with real wood, it's just, it's so hard to repair.
It was a scratch, Your Honor.
It was a
Do we have
gouge.
pictures?
Yes.
We do.
Well, that's what a security deposit is for, you know. It's for these kind of
correct.
Here's actually the 3 items and photos and
Okay.
the handyman's invoice
Okay.
of what it cost.
And what was the total cost of these repairs?
$795.
A
What is
thousand.
due?
How much was left over then?
$1,005.
Okay, 1,005. Did you send him 1,005?
No.
Why didn't you send him 1,005?
So I will own that there has been a delay, but while I was working through the repairs,
Yes.
getting it invoiced, getting the repairs done,
Right.
I get this demand letter from Mr. Morrison.
What's this demand letter about?
A demand letter to let her know that under Chapter 93A, I'm owed my security deposit and also the treble damages or late fees on top of.
Okay,
And Your
so-
Honor, I also want to say that even with the move-out date that she was given, I should have been owed the security deposit or have been given written information on a list of damages and receipts of what she was deducting.
When was the first time she told you that you had these damages and there was only $1,005 left? When did you find that out?
For this case, Your Honor.
Judge Karen's verdict when Supreme Justice returns. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen.
This Chapter 93 is like a catch-all statute that if you feel like you've been wronged in some sort of egregious way by somebody, in this case, in a landlord, you could sue and then ask for your deposit or whatever damages you have, plus another 3 times that. I have to find that what she did was egregious. And it's kind of hard for me to get there if she had to leave the country to go take care of her mother. She wasn't just like not there for you. And when she came back, she did what she had to do for the property, but although you still took your time about getting his deposit to
I
him.
understand, Your
But
Honor.
I don't feel that it was egregious. What was left due was $1,005. I'm going to put $500 on top of that. So I'm ready to rule judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. Good luck to you.
All rise.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $1,500.
I wish we didn't have to go to court, but I am glad that I will be owed some of the money, and I'm excited to put this chapter behind me.
I feel like the judge made a very good compromise. I'm not unhappy with her decision.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.